What's up, guys? My name is Jamal Socorro.
My name's Duran Gaddis.
And we are the Wannabe Podcast, bringing you the latest and greatest anime news, reviews, and waifus for Waifu. This is podcast number 2.
We forgot to mention that the last one, not the pilot, we mentioned the pilot, but the one after that and the one before this was the first episode, which was the Crunchyroll 2017 Anime Awards.
Yes.
But yeah, this is going to be our second one, and we're going to be talking about our current watch list for this season.
But before we do that, we want to mention a few thanks, and just mention our first commenters on the channel, actually.
So, the music you hear at the beginning of our podcast was provided by, well, it's a remix of
May I Help You?
May I Help You from the anime Service X Service. And it was remixed by Mr. Sam Worst, or on YouTube he goes by Light Worst. He was great. He graciously allowed us to use his remix, so we thank him for that because I thoroughly enjoy that song. But unfortunately, YouTube does not like you to use stuff that's been copyrighted. So
yes.
So we have to figure out a way around it, and with great hope that this doesn't get. We don't get demonetized or
we
worse.
can't even qualify right now.
Or, I guess not.
Or just, as long as we don't get taken down.
As long as we don't get taken down or, any of those things. But we shouldn't, hopefully. But thanks, Sam Worst. That's Sam Worst is his Twitter handle.
YouTube is Light Worst, right?
And YouTube is Light Worst.
Links will be in the description down below.
That is correct.
And
we also want to mention our commenters. Thank you. What was his name? Dirt Cock?
Yes, Dirt Cock with Dirt Gawk.
No, I think we both know. Then that. Well, I don't know. He might be like. He could be like. I don't know what Vietnamese. They
got the very unique names and all that.
So I don't want to make fun of your name if that's actually your name. I'm just gonna stop with it. Thank you for commenting. You're wrong about the lollies. But the Made in Abyss OST is deliciously great.
I don't understand even the shower thing. Is that an actual Made in Abyss?
No. Well,
thing?
No.
Is that an inside joke that I don't get?
I'm pretty sure he was just mentioning it in general about lollies being in the shower.
Oh, okay.
But,
no, I think you mentioned the shower scene of the. Was it the pilot or the first one?
Did we talk about that?
Remember I talked about Rokyobu, the basketball anime? And then you mentioned the shower scene. That's what he's referring to.
No, fuck you.
Okay.
And to our other commenter, Mitchell Collings, personal friend of mine, just fuck him in general.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's move on to
2018 watch list.
Yeah.
So, we're not watching a whole bunch out of this entire list, but we'll mention the ones we are watching right now.
Or plan to watch, because there are a lot.
You want to start, John?
Sure. Before we get that, I do want to mention, it seems like more and more anime are coming out every season. Like, there's, the quantity of anime.
Really? I feel like it's about the same.
Is it? I don't know. It feels like there's more... so normally, with every season there comes, you get your big animes that everyone's expected to watch, and then there's the second tier that are probably pretty decent, that people probably don't watch but have hidden gems in them. Like Made in Abyss was the hidden gem for last season,
right?
But it feels like there's more of the secondary. There's even, way more than
less AAA than there is,
less AAA and more...
indie. Or more original stuff coming out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's original. It might have, manga. Or VN or whatever, but...
A lot of less AAA stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, no, more... less AAA stuff coming out more.
Right.
That's what
there we go. But yeah, so my current watch list for this season is Violet Evergarden, which is... tasty. I love watching it. Not just obviously because it's gorgeous. Thank you, Netflix, for throwing money at KyoAni
for the best tech demo ever.
But I'm thoroughly enjoying the visuals, stories. I was only what was it? It's 5 episodes out now. I think I only got up to episode 3 thus far.
Is it a long series? Going to be?
It's 14 episodes.
Oh, okay. It's about
regular.
A season. Yeah, regular seasoned.
So, hopefully they get into the groove a little bit more, but I am enjoying it. Overlord 2, I was a huge fan of the first season and was eagerly awaiting the second season. Also, alright, I'll get to that later. But Overlord season 2 so far is it's interesting. It's, more Animal Planet than what? Overlord. So
what is it supposed to mean?
So the first season of Overlord. Right. I guess this is kind of a spoiler, but it ended with talking about the lizard men. Because in their world there's these lizard men and they have their own tribes and whatnot. I think I remember something going down last season, and something was happening. But now in this season, like for the first 3 to 4 episodes, it seems like we're focusing on them. And while that's not terrible, it's a little weird.
Like sidetracking?
It's kind of sidetracky because, like, I hate to spoil it, but it's like, it's so memey. Like, it introduces your first lizard waifu. Like, I don't want to find lizard people cute. We need to stop.
The better question is, do you find that lizard person
cute? She is cute. She's adorable. Like, if you could look up her name is Krushk. And she's just this white little lizard, and she's adorable. But like, I don't want that. I don't want Animal Planet with lizard men. But I'm assuming it'll roll into it. I'm also currently watching Darling in the Franxx.
Oh yeah. Anything trigger for you, right?
Anything trigger for me. But like, see, you can definitely tell where one part's A1 picture and the other part's trigger. Like A1 picture's like, oh, here's this serious, like, we got this backdrop, this cool like
story and mechs.
Story. Well, the mechs part. Does A1 pictures normally do mechs?
Normally, I can't remember anything off the top of my head from A1 when it comes to mechs.
No, Trigger does mechs. Well, when they were in Gainax, they did Gurren Lagann, as we said before, is my favorite. But it's like there's a serious aspect that I can expect from A1 Pictures, and then there's did you know this is a sexual innuendo from Trigger? And I'm like, Trigger, please.
I don't know. It's still 5 episodes or 4 episodes early to start like figuring out what Trigger wants to do with this.
I mean, we already know what they're doing with it.
Well, we can see what they're doing with it, but what's the actual message?
I'm pretty sure.
I think there's a bigger message into all of this.
Is there children in the doggy style position?
I think it's about
piloting a robot.
I think it's about
they talk about entering each other, piloting and being connected on a deeper level.
All right, get ready for the mic. You're making our listeners uncomfortable. Maybe it's about like relationships or cheating or all that, or
maybe we'll get to that.
Knowing Trigger, there's got to be like a way bigger picture that's just a little bit simpler, but there's an overarching theme.
So far, it's about a guy that can't get it up with any girl except one.
That's commitment right there. That's commitment.
I guess. But I'm also watching Citrus because I'm a piece of trash.
Is it as citrusy as it seems to be?
If citrus was the lemon and it was kind of sweet, but mostly lemon because it's incest, lesbian, rape.
It's got all your top-notch like hentai tabs.
Okay, I don't want to say rape, but like
it's a little forced, right?
It's pretty forced.
Like you got your taboo of the season. It's got like incest, Yuri, classmates. What is it? Oh, is it NTR-ish?
No,
not really.
Yeah, sort of. That's spoilers, but there's NTR-ishness.
We'll do NTR lowercase. It's not as NTR, but NTR.
Right.
And I don't know if you know it, but fun fact: is the main character the Gyaru?
Yeah, the Gyaru. The gal.
Fun fact. That's the same voice actors as Kirino from Orimo.
Fucking. Why do you have to ruin things, Jonah? Why do you have to ruin it?
You didn't recognize it?
No, I blocked that out. That's a horrible... It was a good anime until they ruined it. If you don't know, Orimo's a bad anime.
I mean, it was good up until like the last 3 episodes, and also when the author decided to end it with that ending.
Yeah, exactly. It's awful. What we're referencing is the anime called I Can't Believe My Sisters Is Cute.
English title. But Japanese short is Orimo.
You can probably guess just from the title what happened, but I'm pretty butt mad about it because I'm not terribly into incest. Shocking.
Especially since they're actually related.
Yeah. I'm also watching, what is it? If You Blush, You Lose, I think. If that's what... No, that's not what it's called. It's called, Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san. It's the...
Oh, that one.
It's the one about the smug girl bullying her crush. And him trying to get back at her, but he can't because he's dumb.
Best smug girl of the season.
Best smug girl of the season. But this is... It's cute. It's really cute. I'm enjoying it. Mm-hmm. And then there's the gem of the season that's gonna win. That's gonna win 2018 Anime Crunchyroll Awards, and that's Pop Team Epic, boys and girls.
I still can't believe you made me watch through all of that. It's amazing though. It's
so goofy.
I can't comprehend it. I had to shift. I had to shift my tone a little bit when watching Darling the Franxx because I was expecting a gag in that first episode. No, I couldn't. I had to shift my mindset into something more serious and just non-memey as possible.
Oh my god, it's Pop Team Epic and memey. It's like we talked about this before we started making the podcast. We explained it as Pop Team Epic is literally the entire anime shitposting community like funneled into 2 girls. That's literally what it is. It's just ironic memey garbage, and it's great. That opening is popping too. It's popping for what it is.
Exactly. The opening is a lot better. Oh, it's all good in general. But
yeah, it's good. Yeah.
It's really good. The opening is good, but for a show like Pop Team Epic where it's everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know. I don't know what well, obviously they made that song for the anime, maybe.
It's called Pop Team Epic.
Right. It's called the song itself is called Pop Team Epic. Even like we watched the actual music video for it, has nothing to do with Pop Team Epic.
No, not at all. I mean, music videos of the openings never really do look like it's related to the story.
But
sometimes,
yeah, but it like when you name it the title of the anime.
That's true.
You would expect like at least
I think you put
human versions of the 2 of them shitting on people. Like almost literally.
Yeah, almost literally.
I mean, that's what you gotta expect. I'm actually not watching very much else. There's a couple I plan to watch, but before we get to... Oh, I'm also watching Killing Bites, which is an anime. It's about...
Oh yeah, Killing Bites. It's badger,
about
right?
monster girls fighting... monster people fighting each other. The main character is a honey badger girl. Because we don't know how to kill memes.
Again, maybe it's not the meme, but it'd be cool.
It's the meme.
Is it the meme?
They would have gone with literally anything else, but they went with the honey badger. Not now.
Is she super powerful?
No.
Oh.
She is one of the. She's not. Well, it's because like they're playing up the main character card real hard here.
Right.
And it's because the honey badger itself, let's get in a little Animal Planet here.
Okay.
The honey badger itself is really goddamn fierce.
Right.
It's fearless for one. So whatever. Its back is really hard to pierce, I guess, according to what they say. And
but the anime or Animal Planet?
The Animal Planet.
Both.
Oh,
both. Okay.
Yeah. And she's just her fangs and stuff are really sharp, and she will constantly remind you it's not about power or speed or technique or anything. It's about who has the sharper fangs. I'm like, no, you're wrong. But I guess because anime, you're gonna win.
That's true.
But it's interesting. I'm enjoying it because I am a pervert, and I do enjoy me some animal girls. Because she rarely wears clothes. She's like a tank top and underwear.
Yeah.
But
most of us covered by fur though too.
Like her back is covered by fur, and her arms and legs, and she has ears, and she has a tail.
When she's transformed,
When
right?
she's transformed.
Or is she always like that?
No, when she's transformed.
Okay.
And then there's other monster girls. I think in the one of the recent ones, I'm still a little bit behind on it. There's a bunny girl that was introduced. We saw a porcupine girl. There's a cheetah girl. Just if you enjoy your monster girls, there you go. Well, damn, that brings up a whole other conversation.
What, monster girls?
Monster girls versus like just having the ears and stuff. Well, I guess you're still a monster girl. You just, I guess, I don't know if there's a.
I mean, you ever seen like that furry scale? It's kind of like that.
Yeah, but but like there's a scale in between though. You're practically human just with a couple extra features, and you have a snake lower half, or you're a centaur.
Yeah, true.
You know, there's
and then that's what this is in the middle.
Yeah, it's essentially in the middle. You have fur and some features, but you're still pretty humanoid.
So it's kind of like Super Saiyan 4, GT, Goku, and Vegeta.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Just
pretty much.
Furry.
Just furry.
But not furry.
Not furry, but furry.
Furry with a lowercase f.
Yeah, there you go. No yiff here. But that's about it for regular anime series. You know, I'm watching Boruto because Boruto.
It's actually interesting.
It's interesting. I'm still watching Magus Bride, Dragon Ball Super here and there. One thing I was really excited about that came out, I think, if I can find it, is that one of my favorite animes. Oh, I also watched Devilman Crybaby. That was really good.
Oh yeah, Netflix special.
It was weird, but it was good. Where is it? It's not listed here. Maybe it came out a while ago. But
what's the name?
The SYD movie.
Oh yeah.
I forgot.
No, yeah.
Did that come out already?
The movie, yeah, that movie came out. I think a couple seasons ago. I remember seeing it like on the list, but it was a couple seasons ago. So it was sometime last year, yeah.
Oh, okay, then I guess I'm foolish then.
Do you remember the whole title? Because I don't think many people know what SYD is.
Sekai Yakidomoe. That's probably wrong. I'll look for it, but Joma, what about your watch list for this?
My watch list for 2018 winter season.
2018 winter season.
It's actually very similar to yours because I haven't actually put the time into watching a lot of anime, unfortunately.
Well, that's because we're wannabes, not actual weeaboos.
Yes, we're. I guess I like to call ourselves casual anime viewers. Hey, this podcast is for the casual and the veterans.
You're right. Because we talk like we do know something.
But we're also open to educating ourselves to other individuals that have more experience than us.
Right. Please educate us. Please watch us. Please comment.
You mean listen to us?
Both.
So
if you just want to sit there and look at the title screen for the next couple hours, by all means.
I hope you're doing something. You're not just staring at the cover screen.
Hey, I'm not judging you. Long as you're listening.
You don't have to watch it on YouTube. We're also on iTunes and all that.
On iTunes, and we just went on to, what is it called, the Switch app?
Stitcher.
But
before we get sidetracked, my list, watching Darling the Franxx. I am thoroughly enjoying that. Still trying to figure out the whole overarching theme is.
I'm telling you, Jomo.
I'm liking the mech designs from me, because me as a big
pervert.
I'm a big mech guy in general. Yeah. Remember I told you that the main was it 02's mech? I forget
Strazelia?
But Strazelia, that mech specifically is like a triggered version of like another mech that mech anime that I watched a while ago called Captain Earth. Yeah, Captain Earth. Great anime, by the way. I was like maybe 2 years ago.
I was thoroughly disappointed by Captain Earth because I was hoping it was going to be an anime adaptation of Captain Planet, but I was proven wrong, and now I'm sad. But go on.
But Darling the Franxx, I'm thoroughly enjoying that. Episode 5 is coming out soon at the time of this podcast. Also watching the Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san. Oh God, excuse me. I'm watching that one nice and easily because it's a nice Sunday kind of anime, like where you kind of just sit back, relax, and just watch some people just go
watch,
about their life.
Just watch a little girl shit on another little kid. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's friendship right there. The best friendships are made through shit talking.
The movie I mentioned before, I just found it. Came out summer 2017. Okay. It's called Seitokai Yakidomo. Seitokai Yakidomo. Yakuindomo.
Like the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Is
it more tomfoolery?
More tomfoolery. Watch it on Crunchyroll. No streaming. No illegal streaming.
No illegal streaming. No downloading. No torrenting.
No torrenting unless you're downloading it from... Can you download from Crunchyroll?
No, you cannot.
No?
Not that I know of.
I thought you could. Is it maybe Verve or...
Probably Verve.
Funimation?
Maybe. I
don't know.
But, yeah, so... Goddamn. Takagi-san. I'm actually reading the manga right now. I read the manga first before the anime came out. Loved it. It's just fun to watch Takagi-san kind of just mess with Nishikita. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Nishikita?
Yeah. Something
like that. But it's always fun. The manga's still going right now, so I'm kind of curious what they're going to use for episodes and all of that. But it's great fun. Pop Team Epic, Duran here kind of just persuaded me to watch it. I thoroughly actually enjoyed it.
More like forced them to watch it.
I mean, true.
It was actually after the recording of our last podcast that I said, we're going to go watch this.
I was... You know, if I had to put it into simple words, I was probably impressed. Just because of how they were able to just put it out there for what it was. I mean, that first like 2 minutes threw me completely off. I had to stop. Yeah, like I had to exit the episode just to make sure I was watching the right anime. Because it was your first time watching too, right?
Yeah, I was a little confused.
It's like, are you sure this is the right one? Because I think we may be just jumping into something completely different here. But no, that wasn't the case. If you want to experience that, go watch it right now, and you'll know what we're talking about. But all the other skits and all that, man, it's like taking acid. Like I do feel like there was a moment in time in like every episode where they were like, all right, here, they told all the animators to just like eat acid for this 1 section and then just roll with it. It's it's not trippy, but it's weird.
It's just really weird.
Like it's weird, and it's then there was a French segment that no one could understand unless you were French.
There were no subtitles. There was just
no subtitles of either English or Japanese. It was just full on French.
Like literally, like I don't even know if this is. I don't even know if it's a spoiler. Like it was just this French guy, like real life French guy, turns around, looks like he was animating an episode, starts talking in French. There's no subtitles, and then the girls go to France and do something in France.
And they speak in French too.
They speak in French, and it actually sounds like the voice actors themselves are speaking in French, and like I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna have to keep watching just to see if I can understand. But in reality, do you really need to understand Pop Team Epic?
I don't think you do.
No, probably not.
Just in case you guys do watch it, and I do hope you do, because it's interesting to say the least. Each episode's actually like 15 minutes long.
Yeah, but they give you the whole thing.
They give you the whole thing, but so like it's cut up into that. How do I explain it? They essentially redo the episode in the second half of the episode, but it's with different voice actors.
Exactly.
And there's like small, minute details that are different.
I still haven't noticed anything.
Yeah, but maybe that's because we're losers.
So essentially, it's a whole 24-minute episode, but they split down the middle and the actual episode is like the actual episode is like 12 to 15 minutes, and they just switch voice actors and other details in the second half, which I don't really know why.
Well, when we say switch of voice actors, we don't mean there's a girl and some other girl voices. No, there's men voicing the two girls, and then there's women voicing the two girls.
Like even the endings are even sung by
one a woman and then a man.
Exactly, switch up the genders in the endings also.
But the opening remains itself.
And then opening. Well, they don't show the opening twice.
Right.
Wait, do they show the opening?
No,
twice?
it plays.
I don't remember. I gotta watch the latest episode.
Yeah, I don't exactly remember. Maybe they do.
But so far, great series so far. Even going only 4 episodes in. You know, I kind of want to come back to this when it's done, like 10 years later, just to see how outdated all the memes are in this specific series.
First episode, they showed a fidget spinner, so I don't know. You know, it's real dated.
Yeah, but I do want to commend the creativity into this entire production so far. Like it's a giant acid trip, but like it's a lot going on. I feel like they have like different departments doing different segments.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Because there's even like segments like they literally showed you them building the yarn versions of them, and then they
animate them.
Like it's crazy.
But that's what else I'm watching. The other one, there are 2 more that I also no. 3. There are 3 I do plan to watch though. The reason why I haven't watched yet is because I'm actually reading them. I'm already read the manga because a lot of this season is manga that I've read already or have been kept up to date to.
Yeah.
And it's a pleasant surprise. Because I don't get too many updates, but I do now because we gotta look up that kind of stuff now.
Yeah.
But it's always good to see like a lot of the manga that I've read turn into anime. One of them being it's called Koi wa Amaigari no Yuni. That's the one about a high schooler that develops a crush on her manager at a kind of like a Denny's style family restaurant.
That's pretty cute.
Kind of deal. It's pretty good. Like light. It's not slow, but it's very balanced paced. It's really life slicey.
Life slicey?
It is, yeah. It's a slice of life, but it's very
slice of lifey.
Slice of lifey. Yeah, it's slice of lifey.
Life of slicey.
Slicey.
Wait, what?
Life slicey.
Life. Yeah, there we go. That one.
It's pretty good. I would recommend watching that. I'm gonna plan on watching it. The other one is Mitsubushi Colors. Such an adorable anime.
Which one is?
That's the one with the 3 girls in their little club.
Oh,
Colors.
yeah. I saw a clip from that. That's really cute.
That's so adorable. The manga, I read sometime last year. I love the artist. The artist has done other things too. They've actually used some artists in other animes. I can't remember one on the top of my head. But do you remember? It was one where it was like essentially they were working at a manga store, and like one of the characters like always cried a lot, and the main character kind of was a new hire and he was just part of the crew that just.
No, I don't think I watched that.
I'll have to look it up later. But Mitsubushi Colors, essentially, it's about 3 little girls that are just like enjoying life, essentially,
and terrorizing the town.
Well, specifically this one police officer. Their little club is called Colors, and they're like a defense force for the town and all that. It's very cute. It's surprisingly nostalgic to me, just because like even when reading the manga, it kind of reminded me back in my younger days, like just going out every day and just doing any random crap that we could think of during a sunny day, or even just like a nice quiet day for everyone to meet up.
There was a time when I mean this reminds me because me and Jamal have been friends for a long time now, since high school. And I remember specifically, now make fun of us if you will, but we were playing Kick the Can somewhere around our high school graduation. Which is, if you've never played Kick the Can, you literally get a can, one team hides it and the other one has to kick it.
Yeah.
Or find it and then kick it. And then I think if you get tagged by the other team, you're out or something.
Yeah, there's a defending team and an offensive team.
Yeah. But see, we were stupid and played it at night, and there's a park across the street from Jamal's place, where we did it at, but there's also like houses there, kind of.
Yeah.
And one of our friends ran through like their yard, and then they called the cops. So we had to deal with the cops, and one of my friends told the cops YOLO, and I really wanted to punch him in the face.
Yeah, which is you with him, because everyone else kind of just like swarmed off.
Yeah, and it was not a proud moment, but yeah, that's
nostalgic.
There's some nostalgia for you.
Didn't he give a fake name too?
I think he did.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, did I want? I don't know. Anyway,
moving on, and then another one that I've read the manga to, but I do plan to watch just because. Gakuen Babysitters. Oh my god. Even the manga itself too. It's so adorable. Like, like I personally don't want children, but seeing little babies, it's adorable. Like just doing their little shenanigans and trying to work life with their tiny selves.
Trying to become people.
Trying to be people. Like, so essentially the story is it's about a main character and his toddler of a little brother.
Mm-hmm.
Something happens with their family. Then he gets taken in by an elderly grandma,
mm-hmm.
and then she sends them to school. And in that school, there's actually also like a babysitting center in that school.
Okay.
Which is also a club, so you can earn like credits and all that for club credits by joining it. So it's also a place where you can just drop off your kids. I don't know how that works or why.
I mean that's pretty. Well, for having a bunch of high school kids take care of children.
Well, no, it's one adult as the representative.
Yeah.
And then there's like two other students.
Oh, okay.
Like as club members and all that.
Okay, I thought you could
But essentially, he takes up a position in the babysitting club.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about as life slicey it gets, but it's adorable life slicey. Like, man, like it's a bunch of shenanigans with like toddlers and like a baby.
Right. And if you know anything about what's going on in Japan, they made this for a reason. It's because they want the people in Japan to start having children again.
Is that the actual reason?
I mean, come on.
See what was
look
babies.
How cute babies are. They're not going to be this cute at all, but
don't you want babies? And then with Mitsubishi colors, don't you want to see your little kids grow up and just play outside with RPGs and
no, you're right. But yeah, it looks pretty cute.
But that's what I'm gonna plan to watch. And there's actually one more I forgot to mention. Beatless.
I was curious about that one.
That's a action. I think it's also a romance, but an action romance series. That is its original source material is a manga,
mm-hmm.
which I've also read, kept up with for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
If this looks familiar to you in any way for some viewers, they used. Well, for the manga and all the kind of manga artwork for all that, they use the same artist for the person that did the artwork for Guilty Crown, which is a personal favorite of mine. And I just had to watch. I mean, I read Beatless, and I like the manga. Some people are actually a little bit iffy on Beatless, just the anime in general, just because it seems a little lackluster. But
it's still beginning. Maybe it'll pick up.
Maybe it'll pick up. But I do want to watch it just to see how they do with the anime and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe also refresh myself because it's been a while since I've last read Beatless.
Well, I mean, you'll have a lot to watch. It's 24 episodes.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long series. But so what it's about essentially, it's set in a world in the future where what are they called again? They're like They're android. They're like androids called the Hiei.
Yeah. AKA your robot waifu.
And they've become like a normal part of society and all that, where they can just take up jobs and all that, and just be integrated within civilization and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the main conflict is that some of these Hiei are like just getting like destroyed or murdered, if you want to count that as murder. But some of them are, getting dismantled and all that by something random out in the streets. And I can't remember. one of the main character's friends doesn't like Hiei, or he doesn't like the Hiei in general. I can't remember who, but that's a minor that's sort of a minor plot thing.
Because obviously, as the main character, he's got to fall in love with the first one he sees.
But as the story progresses, there's this super military grade Hiei, and then there's a mini confrontation between her and her sisters, and then it's going to be revolving around that story.
Okay.
Apparently this the one Hiei you see on the promotional art, the one with the giant case looking thing. She's supposed to be a special kind of Hiei, just like the other ones, but she's sort of rebelling against the others for some reason, and that's the basic plot point for Beatless. Can't wait to watch that. And one else I do plan on watching, Fate Extra Last Encore. Of course, I gotta watch any Fate anime that comes out, even if it's not done by Ufotable.
Look, I don't know. Okay, I get why it's popular. It's interesting.
What, Fate or the whole?
Just Fate in general.
Okay.
I get why it's popular. It's interesting. It's an interesting story. The girls are cute. You got a really good combination there.
Right.
But goddamn, there's so many.
Oh yeah, but it's only so many over a couple of years. This is the first time it's been back to back to back. Last we had Fate Apocrypha, and then we had the first part of the Fate Heaven's Feel movie to come out, and now we got Last Encore coming out by Shaft and all that. Man, and part 2 for Heaven's Feel's gonna come out again this year. Jeez, this is a good stretch of Fate. Because there's been a good dry spell of Fate material recently.
True.
Lately, the last thing I can remember that was recently put out by just Ufotable or anyone that does the Fate series at all will be Fate Clyde. Don't roll.
Insert eye roll.
Fate Clyde, and other than that, it's a giant. It was a big dry spell of just Fate material. I mean,
when you all were watching the Fate Clyde, it wasn't very dry for you, was it?
Hey, I already told you about season 3 and the movie. Hey, it's an action packed and
it's about girls kissing, little girls kissing each other.
How else do you think you can transmute mana to someone else?
You're right. Maybe you can just hold hands or just I channel my energy into you. I don't know. In Dragon Ball Z, when they want to channel each other's energy, you know what they do? They grab each other. They either hold hands in a circle and they say, "Hey, we're gonna share our energy," or they just put their hand on their back and force their energy in their body. That's it. That's all they do.
Well, they're not mages, are they?
Oh, man.
They're not mages.
You gotta. So
anyway,
no. We're going here.
Are we going here?
You open this can of worms. So from what this bastard told me, so in the whole Fate universe, the way you transfer mana or magical power between is it only between masters and their
just in general.
Just in general, is to have it's skinship basically. And the more you have it, the more intimate it is, the more magic you transfer. Now, I'm gonna let you get a little. I'm gonna let you imagine that, but essentially it means the best way to transfer your mana is to literally just have sex. It's stupid.
What do you mean?
Okay.
It's about as direct as it gets. It's very intimate.
I'll give you that. Now, I guess I can't. No, I'm still gonna call it stupid because anime has very stupid concepts sometimes.
Yes, sometimes.
But.
Breast milk? Do I have to remind you about that?
There's another anime called Seikon no Quasar. If you want to watch it, go for it.
Just make sure you're alone.
Don't make sure you're alone and lock your doors. And bring a lot of tissue. Because it's so the anime itself. Sorry, we're sidetracking the sidetrack to sidetrack. But the whole premise of the anime was there's these characters that can control elements of the periodic table, which is really cool. I thought that was an amazing concept because I've never seen it before. The main character control iron. He had a rival that could control what was it? Was it titanium or she was the one with the big sword?
Yeah. I can't remember.
It's something. There was a really weak one that could control phosphorus, and there was one that controlled oxygen, stuff like that. It was really cool. And, it was pretty serious outside of the way they power up, which was to drink soma, which was breast milk. And I'm like,
like direct breast
direct.
It has to be direct consumption.
And
if you know what I mean.
It went with it. It went hard.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ. But anyway, going back from anime has stupid concepts sometimes. Fate's dumb. It's cool.
Like the whole.
That part of it.
That
dumb.
part of it, just
that
the skinship part of mana transferring.
Dumb. But everything else is fine. It's just it's popular, so it just keeps running with whatever it has.
I mean, if anything, I would like it if they could bring out more stuff from like the Garden of Sinners series and all that. I mean, there were like 7 movies. I watched all of them. Great. I mean, it's affordable. They've animated it really, really, really well. I think it's 2010, and it still holds up today, like just the movie series. But I mean, I would even like to like have them bring out more stuff from that, or even like because right now it's just centered around the Fate timeline, where like I mean obviously Fate Extra Last Encore comes from the game, which is a separate timeline off the main timeline of Fate. Just like with Fate Clyde, and like just like with there's one more. Fate Clyde was one of separate timelines. Fate Extra, and then there was a Fate Extra CCC,
right?
And then
whatever sequel to Fate Extra. There's Fate Clyde. And then there's Heaven's Feel is technically not a continuation of
but that's part
the
of the
regular.
That's part of the main timeline.
Oh, is it main timeline?
Like I mean, the main timeline. Personally, what I think of the main Fate timeline is Fate Stay Night, like Fate Stay Night, and then Unlimited Blade Works, and then Heaven's Feel. It's sort of like that like the main triangle timeline, where you have the main story, and then it'll go either way. It'll go from one of those 3 branches, but then essentially everything else around it is like what this is, like Fate Clyde or Fate Extra and all of that. Even like, I mean, granted it's all the same universe, but like Tsukihime or Garden of Sinners, all take place in the same world. I mean, Fate Zero is another one. Fate Zero is part of that main timeline because it's a prequel to Fate Stay Night and all that. But I mean, I would actually like it if they redid Tsukihime. Tsukihime was an older series. It wasn't Ufotable that did it. It was some other studio.
I'll look it up real quick. See if my mouse wants to work.
But yeah, that's one I do want to watch because I'm a Fate guy, if I had to admit something, I will admit this on air.
All right.
But
no, we're not on air.
Well,
on recording.
It's gonna be.
This will be out on the internet for all to see and remember.
Even all to hear.
And hear.
But my first Fate anime itself was Fate Clyde. Because
I'm shaking my head real hard right now.
Insert shaking head. But as what Jerron said, there's a lot. Even at the time, there was a lot of material for me to go for when it came to Fate.
You could have chose any entrance to the series. Any entrance. You chose the lollies.
I chose the colors.
You chose the lollies.
I chose the magical girl aspect.
I chose their lollies.
I chose the magical girl aspect of it.
Don't even BS yourself.
You know what?
You know exactly what you were doing.
You know what? And at the time when I watched the first season, and I had no idea what the hell was going on because they had points of reference to like the servants and all of that, and that's what got me interested in the rest of the Fate universe. So I was like, you know what? Let me learn. Let me educate myself into the Fate.
Let me put my dick away and start to learn.
Let me put this into action where I learn about the Fate universe and all the other Nasuverse, the whole Nasuverse. Yeah. And so after watching that, I looked stuff up online, and I was like, you should start with Fate Zero rather than Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. But then I was like, but Unlimited Blade Works just came out, so I started with Unlimited Blade Works after that. Finished that up. I finished the first quarter of that. Couldn't wait for any more Fate stuff because I was so into it. I got so into Unlimited Blade Works, man. Like, I liked it. I liked what they were doing with it. Then I went to Fate Zero for the prequel. Finished up the second core of Unlimited Blade Works, and just kept rolling with it for anything Fate related. Like I haven't watched all, like I mentioned before. I watched all the movies of the Garden of Sinners. Then I even read like the first chapter of Garden of Sinners, like the novel, because it was originally a novel.
Oh, yeah.
It was originally a novel, but the whole thing that was started was the Fate Stay Night game. That was like the first thing, but then it was just an expansive learning journey for me throughout the entire thing. Fate Clyde was a small part of that, and then as Fate Clyde Season 2 came out, again, I watched all 3 seasons of Fate Clyde. I believe it's 3 seasons.
Right, of course you did.
I keep saying it's 3 seasons, but I can't.
It's 3 seasons.
Okay, I watched all 3 seasons of Fate Clyde. Fate Clyde, the second season was my least favorite, despite all the fan service, just because there was their main conflict. They even had the main conflict go on in the first season, and then it kind of just stops midway, like in the second season, where it's summertime. They gotta do their girls' birthday parties, and then self-discovery, and then beach trips.
They have to molest each other, and
they molest each other every season.
Come on to the main character, or not the main character, but the main guy, the only guy. The only guy that matters, or other guy that matters.
I also watched Carnival Phantasm. That was like the giant mashup of the entire Nasuverse put together.
Is it called, the whole title, is it called Shingetsu Tan Tsukihime?
It should be like the Moon Princess or something.
Yeah. Okay.
That was one of.
It was produced by TBS, Rondo Roby, and Movic.
What year?
2003.
Okay, yeah, it's dated. I know the first Fate Stay Night by Studio Dean. I think that was 06. So the first of anything Type Moon related.
When people die when they are killed, grace our presence.
Is that a subtitle or something, or subtext?
That's what the main character said.
Oh, okay.
People die when they're killed.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Jamal. Don't forget your meme.
Actually, and the Fate Extra continues this saga.
Oh my god.
Which I saw a screenshot. Is like, it was essentially Saber was like, this city really looks like a city. The trend continues on. And Fate Clyde, it was your birthday is your birthday is a day to celebrate your birth.
Like, I feel like they do it now because they know it's a meme.
Probably.
I mean, I appreciate any time a creator of anything understands what the community is doing, and then they let it influence a little bit or go along with it. It's great. It's hilarious.
Like in Unlimited Blade Works, there was a line that was like, just because you're right doesn't mean you're correct.
Yeah, there you go.
There's that one. I read that, I was like, oh, that's okay. There it is. There it is.
They're gonna keep going with it.
It took a while. It was at the finale, but there it is.
Yep.
This one is more so in the beginning episodes. That was a bit of a rambling off of Fate.
Yeah.
But that's what we're watching right now. There's some I do kind of want to touch up on. Again, there was a one shogi one you mentioned.
Don't watch that.
Too many lolis. I'm sorry.
Don't watch that. Please don't.
Oh,
if you want to watch it, go on. Go. So if you're gonna watch it because it's cute, sure. But it's not. I'm not watching it. This season I plan on watching the second season of 7 Deadly Sins.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But I need to figure out how to watch which order to watch the movies.
All right, yeah.
Because I don't know, that confused me when they came out. I'm like, I want to do it, but I don't know, where am I going here? What do I do?
Because you're missing some details.
I'm missing some details. I'm planning on watching the one that you were talking about, the girl that falls in love with her manager.
Oh, that one, yeah.
I'm planning on watching that. I'm gonna try to get into the Fate series. I watched Fate Zero, or most of it.
It's a good start.
It's a good start.
It's a good start to where you're going for.
I'm gonna watch Fate Extra specifically because now judge me as you will. I'm watching Fate Extra specifically because I'm hoping they come out with their next season of Fate Extra.
Oh, CCC,
which introduces a character that I thoroughly enjoy. Her name is Passion Lip, and she's my favorite because she has 2 giant weapons. She has 2 giant hands, and it's really great.
I thought you were talking about her breasts.
No, I was talking about her hands, but her breasts are great. Most people probably don't think so because they are rather large, and I don't mean large as in you're watching High School DxD. And you're like, yeah, they're too big. No, we're talking like
Icon,
icon size. It's great.
Except it doesn't flutter in the wind.
It doesn't flutter in the wind,
but it will destroy them. No, it'll.
she can eat. She can literally. so the outside of the way this character looks, it's just because of how weird her abilities are. So, like I said, she has 2 giant hands, and with these, she can literally crush anything. Like, if she holds an image in her hand, like if she far in the distance she sees a school, she can literally crush her visual of it. The school will actually become crushed. It'll be this little data cube that she can she can put into this little pocket dimension called the trash bin that's literally stored in between her breasts. And I'm like, what? That's dumb. And then I found out that anything can go in there.
Exactly.
But nothing can come out except her master. Her master can literally go in and come out as he pleases. And I'm like, I don't understand why is fate real?
I don't even know why I don't even know why you would want to go in there. I feel like
why not?
It's an endless pocket dimension.
Yeah, but the entrance is great.
I mean, imagine showing up to a battle and then it's just her. Like, where's her master? Somebody called. Just pop right up between her breasts.
He's just waiting.
Isn't it called the Valley or something?
The Valley, yeah. It's something innuendo-y, but
still,
it's real goofy. But I love it.
Surprise boob attack.
Surprise boob attack. I'm also probably gonna watch what is it called? Death March, something or other. The first part of it is called Death March. It seems interesting. It's about a programmer. He's making a video game. But he is a programmer and he gets transported into a fantasy RPG. You know, it's probably the Sekai story. So the regular, transport into another world story.
Is that the OP one? The one where he's like OP?
No, well, I mean, which one? Well, except for Grimgar, but when aren't they OP?
That's true, yeah.
Or I guess Konosuba, he wasn't really OP unless you count it him bringing a god with him.
That didn't help him at all.
I mean, it kind of did. They defeated the headless dude because of her.
Yeah.
She literally killed him.
Yeah.
Killed him.
Spoiler alert.
Well, Konosuba's a goofy anime.
But they end up in, dead.
They're rich now.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It seemed like a very treacherous journey from where they started.
I mean, it is, but it's interesting.
They did civil work for, the first, month of them being there.
It was hilarious. Konosuba just has a close place in my heart because it fucks around. I love it. Grand Crest Sinking I'm gonna watch because it seemed a little interesting. Your classic fantasy action story, and I haven't watched one of those in not fantasy action. Obviously, Darling in the Franxx is fantasy action, but old style fantasy action where you have your swords and magic and armor. You go fight something.
Dungeon,
whatever. And I'm interested in seeing it, and it's also 24 episodes, so that's good. I'm gonna be watching Dagashi Kashi 2. Now, a lot of people hated the first season because they didn't expect it to not just be about candy, and it was for the most part.
For the most part, but
I mean, people say, yeah, this anime is incredibly boring. The girls are cute, but there's nothing else to it. And I'm like, yeah, it's an anime about candy. I don't know.
Oh, Candy Store specifically.
Candy Store, no, just candy in general. Because just about every episode they feature some sort of candy.
It's like a giant ad campaign.
It's literally just a giant Japanese candy ad.
Are these real? Are those
all those candies are real.
Okay, because I never took a chance to look it up.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because one, I love sweets. I don't eat as much as I would because, I don't want to, become a diabetic. But, I love sweets. And hearing about all these different kind of candies, and they explain, their reaction to eating it very well. So, I just love it. Plus, I really like the main girl. She's
crazy.
She's great. Mostly her eyes. I love that, she has the
look.
the insanity eye, sort of, where it's like you don't exactly have, what is it, the black part of your eye, the
pupil.
Yeah, you don't. She doesn't. Well, she has a pupil, but it's like
Huge.
there's other circles in the eye too, and like that. I don't know why. I enjoy.
She looked energetic.
She looked energetic, but it's great. And I think that's it, other than a few minor things. Though, talking about how seasons go, or this season, I thought about a interesting subject that I didn't want to talk about with you, Jomel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's whether or not you want people would binge an anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so they'd wait till the end of the season and binge through all their shows, or they'd wait week by week. And I wanted to get your opinion on that.
So it's kind of like
about that a little bit.
So it's kind of like Netflix versus Crunchyroll kind of thing, where like Netflix kind of puts everything out versus Crunchyroll does the whole weekly thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, see, personally, it all depends. It really all depends on the anime itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's something that I've waited for, and I mean, if I've had prior knowledge that it's gonna become an anime, I will dedicate myself that one day comes out every week to watch it, and just watch it every week. It can be agonizing, especially depending on the series. I remember Guilty Crown was like that. I mean, I started Guilty Crown pretty late. It was already in the second core of the series. But once I hit that last episode, I had to wait every week, and during that part of the season, that's when things were like, it was stressful and there was a lot of stuff going on,
right.
And it can be very, very stressful for me because like you want to know more, you kind of want to just jump into the next episode, but like no, you have to wait like 7 days afterwards. But it's also an experience.
Right.
I find it as like I find it as like watching it live, because this is about as live of a viewing experience we'll get. Because it's up to date. We can keep up. We can literally just keep up with it as it comes out.
Right.
And all that. But that's about it as far as as far as how I view it as. It's more just it's a personal experience, and that's not always the way to go. But for like binging, I would binge if it's something I know I can wait on. If I know I can wait on this series, kind of like just to finish off. Like, for example, like Fate Apocrypha. I actually chose to wait for Fate Apocrypha to just finish because I knew it was going to be a 2-core series, so it's going to be 24 episodes long.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to just binge through all that for like 2 days and then just get all that out of the way. Because I was excited for Fate Apocrypha, but I waited. I decided to wait on that just because I know how expansive that story is going to be, and I wasn't going to be able to keep up. But also, it also depends on your life too.
Right,
I know during the time when it was live, my life with work and all that wasn't as balanced as I would like it to be. So my time slot for viewing anime was a little skewed to what I used to have back when I was a student, for example. Right. So if I had to choose one, actually I don't even know. If I had to choose either one, I'd probably go with binging for I'd go for binging for linear stories. And what I mean by linear is that if it's if it's all connected, if every episode, if the last episode connects, if this episode connects with the last one, and there's an overarching thing. But if I can't wait for it, I'll do live.
Right.
Just because you can go through like a whole good story in like one go through if you do that. Whereas with live, you have a week of a buffer. You have a week buffer to like get caught up. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you'll lose details. Sometimes you'll forget about certain details.
Right.
And then I've had cases where I forgot certain character names and I forgot that one person existed. It's like, oh yeah, he was in the last episode. How could I forget about that?
Right.
But it really just depends. If there's an anime that you've been waiting on, or you're a fan of the series, go for it live. There's no reason for you to just torture yourself for 12 to 24 weeks to wait for the whole thing to just publish itself out there. What do you think, Jerron?
Well, my whole thing with that is that all right, so obviously, when you binge it, you get the whole you get the whole cake right there instead of just being fed slice by slice. And, you know, I certainly understand, you know, why you would say that it's probably the better way to do it, because it's all right there. There it is. You can just watch it. But, like, I feel like some of the excitement goes away if you binge it now.
Like the whole thing?
Like the whole thing now. I guess it's weird. I guess it's weird to say that. Like, obviously the same excitement's going to be there whether you binge it or not. But, like, when you watch it week to week, if something exciting happens and it's on a huge cliffhanger and you have to wait that week, you're just going to be thinking about it. You're going to be theorizing. You're going to be like, you know, the gear's just going to be constantly turning until you watch him. Like, oh my god, I never thought this would happen.
Like the old, like Dragon Ball Z episodes when they first came out here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you would just be like, I don't know what could possibly happen. And, like, you're just constantly thinking about it. And if anything, I feel like you get more invested if you have to wait week by week, because, I mean, obviously, if it's an anime you don't really care about, and you're just watching for, if you're just watching it because it's calm and it's cute or whatever, and maybe you won't be as invested. But, like, when it's like, so for example, if I was watching, what was it? Attack on Titan. It's a good example. I was pretty invested in that one, and I enjoyed it. I mean, you know, it was people have their opinions on it. I think it's pretty good. But I watched that week by week, and I was like, I was incredibly, like, just mentally into the show. Like, it was so much, like, I just wanted to know more and more, because, you know, Attack on Titan nickels and dimes you with any kind of information, like, oh, Aaron's a Titan, you know, you're not gonna know that until, you know, I guess I can't spoil anything, but, you know,
you sort of just.
I mean, I sort of did, but, like, the first season came out such a long time ago, and season 2 is already out. So
season 3 coming out this summer.
Season 3 coming out pretty soon, but, like, so I'm sorry, this is just spoiler warning for Attack on Titan season 1, but so, you know, there's a certain point where Eren dies, just straight up dies, or you think he does, and you're like it blew my mind, and I didn't know what was gonna happen. And for that entire week up until the next episode, I was just essentially just beside myself. Like, what is gonna happen? How are we gonna continue the story with the main characters dead? Like, I've never seen that before. Normally, I stay away from animes that are that dramatic because, like, I don't know, I can't handle it. I talked about it before. Talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Where, like, these days, for whatever reason, I just can't handle that much drama. Like, my heart can't handle it. I get too invested, and when I see something wrong happening, I bail. Like, I can't. Like, I'm trying to fix that with animes like Citrus, which is kind of dramatic.
Yeah,
sort
baby
of.
steps.
Baby steps. And eventually, I'm gonna revisit.
Key.
No. Key lost me way before this problem started.
Okay.
Or maybe that was the beginning of the problem. I don't know. But I'm gonna revisit Koi de Uso and Scum's Wish.
Yeah. Definitely do.
Definitely right, because they were good. They were interesting from where it was. But, like, watching it week to week, I just could not handle it with those two specifically, because, like, it was like so much happened, or just such a huge drop came down on you, and, like, I don't know how to handle this for the next week. And I guess now that I can binge it, it'll be a lighter experience. A lighter experience, because now I won't be sitting there with my thumb up my ass, like, I don't know what's gonna happen, and I feel like I'm gonna die because I don't know. Now I can just find out. So, in my opinion, I feel like watching it week to week builds more excitement for what's to come, because that way you have all this anticipation, you have all these theories, unless you just don't really think about it. But, like, personally, I think about it all the time, and it just, like, when I finally watch it, it's so satisfying. And then there's another cliffhanger, and then something else happens, and then it just keeps going until it ends. And that's why I love watching stuff week to week, because I feel like, not only though I feel like, you know, more excitement's there, it almost feels like I'm a part of it, you know, like I'm like
part of the journey,
because, like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe neither does the main character. He's thinking about stuff. Now I have time to think about it, and I don't know. It's really cool. Yep. I would definitely prefer to watch stuff week to week, as agonizing as it can be for certain shows. But all in all, I feel like it builds way more excitement to watch it week to week. So
yeah, true. I'll have to agree on you. It's kind of like my experience when watching Your Lie in April. I don't know if you watched that.
I did. Yeah.
And I watched that, live. And funny enough, even the manga was live, so no one can spoil anything.
Oh boy!
So everyone from both sides was just waiting in anticipation for what was gonna happen, like towards the end.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thoroughly satisfied with the whole thing.
I am sorry to all of you that did watch it week to week, because I binged it. I didn't find out about it until later. But man, that was rough.
But you bring up a good point. It's something to get to look forward to during the week, right? It's like you could be winning a week, but it's something you want to look forward to,
right?
Like especially if you're going to school, if you're at work, you know that it's either like on a Wednesday or even like on a Tuesday. Like, oh wait, that comes out today, doesn't it? And then boom, you get to watch it, and your Tuesday's already like good.
Your Tuesday's great, right?
And it's all good. But let me ask you, Jerron.
Yeah.
Remember how it depends on a certain anime?
Yeah.
Would you have been able to watch Clannad week by week?
Now, the first season of Clannad, yes. That one, it was a roller coaster, but in general, eventually you got the idea things had ups and things had downs.
Right.
So you'd be able to get with it. Now the second season of Clannad, that would have been hard. That would have been real hard because it was essentially just a downward fall the whole time, and it was rough. I mean, there was only one up, and you don't even get that. You got that for an episode, and then everything else was down until the ending happened, and it was like, oh my god. Like, I couldn't have done the second season week by week because back then I would have been able to do it. If I never saw it again before and watched it today, I couldn't do the second season. Not at all. There's no way.
No way.
There's no way.
It's either binging or just
week by week for the first season. I'd get to maybe episode 4. And they were like, no, I can't do this.
It's too much.
It's too much.
I'm gonna just wait for the next 20-some weeks and then binge all of it.
Just shoot through it. Just cry as I can, and
it's like every week would be a downhill spike for you.
It'd be rough. But no, I definitely would have. And then we mentioned School Days before. That's another one that I would have had to binge.
Oh yeah.
Because at first it was like, yeah, whatever, and then shit started going down, and I'd be upset. And so I'd have to stop.
Because that was messed up too. That happened in episode 2. Like it was really early on.
Was it? I thought it was like a slow burn.
Yeah. I mean, it was a slow burn after that episode, but no, because I liked it at first because it moved really fast. You had Makoto introduced the bastard right there, and then got the girl and all that, and that wasn't very short amount of time, and then all of a sudden he was like, yeah, I'm bored. And episode 2, I'm like, well, hold on. And someone messed up the subs because what's going on? And then that's when that slow burn of insanity goes, because it was like, boom. I would have probably if I did it live, I would probably, I mean, I like drama personally. Even today, I like dramatic stuff, even with manga and all that. And I probably would have watched it live just because after that first 2 episodes, I would have been so excited to see what would have happened next, and just be on my edge edge of my seat thinking about it.
I don't know. That would have been a bit too much to me. I don't think I could just stand being angry every week.
Like, Jerome, what's wrong?
This fucking anime. I hate it so much, but I'm gonna keep watching because I hate myself.
What do you guys think?
Leave a comment and we'll get back to you as we can. We'll stir up a little storm in the comment section.
And what do you guys think? Do you prefer binging or do you prefer live, watching it as it goes? So binging versus live.
Yeah.
What do you prefer? Netflix style of just watching it all on there, or week by week like Crunchyroll does with their live updates and all that? Leave a comment down below and leave any comment really.
Say whatever you want. Like I said, I mean, I don't know about Jomel, but if you come bringing the heat, I'm gonna bring it back. If you want to talk about lollies, I'll shut you down.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I'm like the good cop. I'm the good cop or the bad cop. I'll ease them in, and you can just say, "No, you're wrong. Lollies are bad."
And but all in good fun. All in good fun.
But what I really want to talk about is something that's part of our subtext, our pitch.
Yeah.
And that's waifus for laifu.
We haven't really gotten to it very much. Did we ever mention our own waifus? I think we did.
Like briefly. We never actually
We never went into it.
We haven't formally introduced them.
Yeah.
As a weebie as that
sounds.
sounds.
Yeah. Now that you say it, it just.
It's like introducing them to your parents, except
This is
my waifu. Bring out a body pillow. There was a video clip. I don't know if you watched it. There was a video clip of this guy. He brought a body pillow. He had a body pillow date. Went to a restaurant, like public restaurant.
I think I saw the beginning of that, but it was like in passing on Facebook. And like
you couldn't do it.
I should have gone back to it, watch it, but it was like I saw it. I was curious, and then I moved on. I should have watched it, but I think I do know what you're talking about.
I mean, obviously, it's not real, but it's like a.
I mean, it might be.
It could be.
People have married their body pillows in video game characters, so.
Yeah, true. Well, I'll leave it open to debate. I mean, no judge here. You can.
I'm judging.
This is why I'm the good cop.
I'm judging you real hard. Now, there's nothing wrong with making out with your pillow in private, but if you're taking your pillow out on a date, boy,
feeding her ice cream and then
for one, it's gonna get dirty. I mean, you can clean it, but
I mean, you can always suck it. You can always lick off the food.
You're right.
That's what he did.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I forgot. You can be even more of a creep bag.
Insert sarcasm.
No. No. I refuse to endorse body pillow dates. At home in private's fine. You're doing you. No one else wants to see you at your worst.
I mean, don't deny their love. Don't you dare deny their love.
Denying everything.
They have as much right to bring them as you would with any other individual.
Wrong. You're fucking wrong. Jesus.
So do you want to introduce your waifu first?
Yeah, so I think we mentioned before, but I don't know. I have a terrible memory.
I mean, we did, but this is more the Daddy, here's my girlfriend kind of kind of thing.
So here's mommies and daddies on YouTube and iTunes and wherever else we are. I have claimed my waifu, and she is Kotomi Ichinose from Clannad. Now, you ask, I thought you couldn't handle drama, and I can't. But I don't know what it was. It was, I feel so weird saying it, but it was essentially waifu at first sight. Like, I saw her and I'm like, she's mine. I claim her forever. And I haven't cheated on her once. Now, Clannad, I watched Clannad,
5 times.
That had to be, yeah, I've watched it 5 times, unfortunately, but, I first watched Clannad back in middle school. And she has remained my faithful waifu this whole time. No matter what, she will be my background on my phone, or at least the lock screen, my computer. I can't do it on my PlayStation because you have to buy themes. Or I think maybe you can take pictures and do
I don't know. I mean, there's the new update coming out soon, 5.56.
Right. So
I don't know if that's it yet. But
it might be, but
I hope so. But
I've had her ever since I've seen her. We're gonna lead into another subject here that might make you think that I'm cheating, but it's not because it's a different universe.
Exactly.
Completely not. Now, when I say different universe, I mean different medium. But yes, my waifu is Kotomi Ichinose from Clannad, and it's legal because she's in college by the end of After Story, so it's okay. She was in high school before. Like I said, no lollies here. But yeah. So how about you, Jamal?
Well, my waifu is Mashiro Shina from the anime Sakura So no Pet no Kanojo, or the English title is
really good anime. You all should watch if you haven't seen it.
Really good. I mean, it was something. It was very similar to what. It was a very similar situation to what you had with your waifu at first sight kind of thing, and for me, it was a little bit. It was a bit of a slower burn. It was kind of like dating in a sense, where you kind of have to get to know them. Hey, shut up! You have to get to know them first. I didn't. Hey.
I'm sorry. No, go on. I'm sorry. I am laughing at you.
Yeah,
but
you are. Hey, I didn't go around and say, "Yep, that's mine." It's like it's not a grab and go.
Well, I didn't go. I grabbed, and I didn't let go. I'll never let go.
But as I was saying, before I mentioned that, the English title is The Pet Girl of Sakura Dorm and all that. Mm-hmm. But as I was saying, it took me like 3 episodes in to really claim her as my waifu, just because. I mean, I've always had a type for the kudere character archetype. Mm-hmm. But I mean, she was weird. Like, she just had her own little. I mean, granted, she had, medically she actually is autistic.
Right.
But I never thought of it as that. Like, she just had, she was quirky. She was quirky, and I found it as I found it adorable. But she was also very earnest for whatever she put her mind through.
She was definitely good waifu material. I understand
like, that. More so, I am in love with the voice actress of Mashiro Shina, Ai Kaino. Because her voice.
Trust me, he points it out every time he hears it.
Every time. I mean, I can tell. Usually, I can usually tell whenever Ai Kaino is voicing something.
In fact, I think it is. May I help you? That Ai Kaino did help sing.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. She's also the main character from Server Next Service.
Yeah, there you go.
Lucy.
Yeah,
Lucy. But I fell for. I think the initial part when I fell for her was probably. I think it was probably when she was working on her manga. Just like, I mean, sure, she has her little quirks, and like she can't even put her own clothes on by herself without an assistant.
Yep.
Because she lacks in that kind of like coordination with herself apparently. But
no, it's because no one's ever done it for. She's never done it for herself.
Well, she was never capable of doing it by herself.
I think she was, that just no one let her.
No, well,
because she's rich. And I think she has a lot of... No, she's a famous artist.
Yeah,
And I think she was famous ever since she was, like, really, really young.
Yeah, in Great Britain.
And essentially she had servants hand and foot her, so...
Well, no, she all had her best friend. That's all she had. She was the one that was on Mashiro duty before Sorata.
Oh, never mind. Maybe then I'm wrong. Never mind. I'll admit defeat here.
And, I think also I like bright colored hair and the blonde thing, but that's all subjective.
She is blonde.
That's all subjective.
Has red eyes.
But essentially, I fell for her when she was so like intensely working on her manga, because she's an artist, but she moved to Japan to become a mangaka or a manga artist. And there's a lot of moments in this anime where I personally related to the main character, and he'd actually portray a lot of my thoughts whenever he talked about Mashiro. And like when she was working on her manga, she works so hard and so earnestly on the one thing that she dreams of and the one thing that she wants. It's not because of just raw talent either. Yeah, she's talented. Dear Lord, she does some pretty good paintings and all that.
Right.
But she chose to do manga instead because that's what interested her. That's what she wanted to do.
Right.
And I commend that. I really do commend that kind of like passion, and seeing her be passionate at that, and then just going about life as though she's she is a regular high school girl and all that, but she wanted to live that life, but also wanted to follow her dream like anyone else would, and making friends at the same time. And I also like her little personal side of her relying, her dependent side, so she would need somebody to be with her and all that. And personally, I would love to be a Mashiro duty, just because I would take care of her, make sure she like wears her socks on properly, her hair is combed. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. Don't tell. You're telling me you wouldn't read like complicated books with
yes,
with
it's interesting.
Would you be able to understand like theoretical physics and all that?
I'll figure it out. I was a computer science major for 6 years. I can figure it out. And plus, like the science. What?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say the science she's working on is interesting. It's parallel universes. Of course, I'm gonna be interested in that.
That's true. Well, how about violin playing?
She
wants to play you a song every time you go to sleep.
She's earnest, and I would secretly wear earplugs and listen to it just to make her feel better. No, I'll take you one step further. I'll give her we'll work on actual violin lessons, so that she can feel good about it, and people can feel good listening to it instead of dying.
That's true. But that is my wife. Like, I'm not as fanatic about her, but no, she's always in my heart. Whenever I see her face in anything, like whenever it's my whenever like the Facebook groups that I follow ever posting about her, my heart like lightens up.
Your heart flutters.
Yes, my heart flutters, lightens up,
understand.
puts a smile on my face because I get to see her like there. And also I actually own a card. It's a what is it? It's a Plastic Memories. Give me a second.
Yeah, you showed me.
No, Precious Memories. It's a Precious Memory trading card of Mashiro.
It's like not framed, but like it's in
a hard
like
case,
this plastic hard case.
So no other man can touch it.
No other man. Is it signed?
It is. It's foiled signed with Ai Kaino's signature. It's a little bunny and all that. It's adorable. I don't know what she wrote here. I still don't know what it means.
Well, it's in Japanese, and
try
as we might, we're probably not gonna.
No. I mean, she's not a high level character and all that. Her stats are pretty like average. But this is my waifu. She's got like a sundress on. She's got her little face, her usual kind of kudere face and everything. I absolutely adore her.
Yeah.
And man, I sound so weeby.
Yeah, it's.
You know what? What do we call it? Fucking February. This is my waifu. This is who I choose to throw my heart at a literally 2D piece of cardboard.
Oh, speaking of, I completely forgot about it on the when we mentioned it. So we want to start a thing for lonely people. It's called Fuck It February, where like, all right, maybe you don't have women in your life, but if you have someone that you do like, but you're too scared because you don't have any self-confidence in actually like doing anything, you'd be like, just fuck it, just give yourself that one moment to say fuck it and try something.
Exactly.
Don't be creepy. Now when I say don't be creepy, I mean don't
show up at our house at 3 a.m. in the morning.
There you go. Don't do that. But like, because I understand when people don't know how to make those social interactions. I get that. It's difficult, and some people make it look easy, but it's not. It's hard, and trust me when I know it's not easy.
Nope.
But fuck it, February. Just do one thing at least. Valentine's Day is coming up. Make some chocolates. Classic. Buy some chocolates, whatever. Just give it to them. You don't even have to say why. Just be like, here. If you don't talk to them, give it to them anyway.
Yeah, you don't have to say much. Just say, here you go, happy Valentine's Day, and just walk away.
That's it. That's all. You don't have to confess your loving love, whatever. Screw that. Screw all that.
Exactly what it is. Screw everything.
Just do it to make yourself feel better.
Now, we're not endorsing any crimes out there, so we are not responsible for any tomfoolery or any kind of police engagement you might have.
If
you go overboard,
don't go overboard. Just fuck it in moderation. in logical reasoning, with logical reasoning.
Just know what you're doing.
Don't be a dirtbag. Just say fuck it.
We're not responsible for anything that happens, but we do wish you guys the best.
We wish you the best. We hope.
Those guys and gals and anyone else in between. Right. Just fuck it and go along with it.
And so remember, we coined that. No one else can steal it.
Yep. This is live. This is recording. It's ours.
Unless someone came up with it first, but fuck them.
Yeah, true. But beyond your waifus, there's something that you've always I think it's still. Are you still developing it, sort of?
Sort of, kind of developing. I'm still developing one part of it. But so, for some time, like I thought, like there's anime. We all love. Everyone listening here loves anime, or maybe you don't, and you're just watching it ironically for whatever reason. But most of us here love anime, and we have our waifus. Some people have multiple waifus, and now. This is one of the things I'll debate. I won't fiercely debate it like lollies, or you're just wrong regardless. But I don't think you should have more than one anime waifu because that's cheating. When you say waifu, that's literally your would be wife.
I mean, our subtext waifu for life.
Waifu for life. You have one waifu for life. Whatever. But other people argue. One, it's anime. You don't have to take it that seriously. And I get that, by all means, this is just my opinion. You have yours. This is one of the few things I'll fold on. But, I figured, but then what about stuff that's not anime? It doesn't really count. What if you're playing a video game? Obviously, it can't be an anime video game, because then...
It delves in that gray area.
It does in that gray area. But what if you're, playing, I don't know. What if you're playing
Tekken?
Tekken, and you like one of the girls there. You're playing
Street Fighter or
you're playing Nier Automata.
Yeah.
So
Automata. We're not having this debate.
We're not going over the pronunciation of automata.
Automata.
Shut up. Anyway, we playing that in two bees, two booty get you going.
Oh yeah.
And you want to claim her as your waifu, but you have your anime waifu. Well, I'm like, it's different though. It's a video game. It's a whole different medium. It's a whole another love. It's a
whole department. It's a different department.
Literally a whole another just down the hallway. Sure, there's some shared things between like I said, anime video games, but in one hand you have your anime waifu, but why can't you have a video game waifu? Because it's different. It's it's someone you enjoy from the video game medium. It's a whole different thing. It's like having a human crush. That sounded weird. It's like
a human crush. Early drawn. Really? Tell me more about this human crush. I am not very versed in this. I think you're way into. We're so deep into this. It doesn't help because we're surrounded by anime posters.
Yeah, it doesn't. I shifted into a different mental state. Here, a regular crush on an actual person.
There we go.
It's like having a crush on an actual person. You're not cheating on your waifu because they're real. It's it's different. It's a different
dimension.
Literally,
a different dimension.
So what we were talking about, and then I've extended that to so you'd have your regular anime waifu, you'd have your video game waifu, and you'd have your hentai waifu. Now the hentai waifu came much later because that's a whole nother medium because the subject matter is different. I mean, some anime come close, but none really get there.
Yeah, it doesn't cross that line. It tries to fool around with it, but it's never.
They sometimes they high five on the line, but it's not like one pulls the other through.
Exactly.
But I mean, I guess unless you want to count doujinshis of anime or anime parodies, I guess.
I don't know. Did we discuss if that counted or not?
I would say that wouldn't count because it's still your waifu, so you can't have your waifu as
part of the triangle.
I mean, I guess you could. I guess you don't necessarily have to subscribe to the Trinity, but sometimes these characters are only shown in hentai.
Oh, yeah, true.
And personally, I don't have a hentai waifu yet because most of the time I'm not there for the character. But I think it's an interesting little deal. Like I said, I call it the Holy Trinity of waifuism.
Copyrighted.
Where you have your anime waifu, your video game waifu, and your hentai waifu. Now, continuing on, my video game waifu. This one wasn't necessarily waifu at first sight like Kotami was. This one was a slower burn. and just because I enjoyed playing as her. Now, many of you are familiar with Overwatch, and it's very waifu material characters.
Oh, yes.
Genji is my waifu. No, I'm kidding.
I knew it. You can't resist that Genji booty.
You can't resist that need to heal. No, I have claimed Mei as my waifu. Mei is Bae. Mei will forever be Bae. I don't know why. Actually, I know why. It's because she's as cute as a button, and she's thick.
With like 3 C's.
With like 3 C's. Tasty. Now,
I do not want to listen to this.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't want to go back into listen. No, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to go back into this podcast and listen to this segment. I'm probably going to just feel bad for myself.
Fair enough. But Mei has claimed my gaming heart as my video game sweetheart. Because I main her in Overwatch. If you didn't know, you probably didn't know, but if you couldn't tell, she's the one I definitely play the most. When I first played Overwatch was at Jomel's place.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I'm pretty sure I played it for like 2 nights straight. And to this day, she's still the most played character on his account.
Yes, you monster. It's so imbalanced now. Like, why do I have like 3 days worth of gameplay time with Mei? Like, Jesus Christ.
So, I'm not ashamed to say that she is one of my favorite characters. I think I'm pretty decent at her. Not anymore because I haven't played Overwatch in a while.
No.
But at the time, I was pretty decent. Pretty decent. But yeah, so Mei holds that special place in my gaming heart. How about you, Jamal?
Well, mine, you already mentioned it briefly, but my video game waifu in this holy trinity would be 2B from Nier Automata.
Right. Also very prime waifu material.
For this one, actually, I actually took interest in her in the trailer. The year before it was released, or was it 2 years? No, yeah, I think it was 2 years before it was released. Like, it was sort of like the first bits of like gameplay they just showed off at like E3 for Nier, and that was also the time when I also was looking for new games, and that caught my eye. But she caught my eye even more, even though she wears a blindfold.
Yeah.
But I like 2B, you know, not just for the obvious reasons, you know, the booty and all that, but she's actually she's one of those like cool collected characters.
Kudere character.
Very kudere and very very precise with her actions.
Right,
you know, she's like the cold older sister kind of thing.
Right.
'Cause you have like you got 2B and then you've got 9S. And they're like opposite character types. Or like 9S is a little bit more spunky and like kind of like, hey 2B, want to see me do something, you know, something cool.
Look at this tap dance, and she's like, stop fucking tap dancing. Yeah. We're in a mission.
Exactly. We're gonna kill robots. Come on, let's go. And he's like, oh, come on 2B. Oh, let's go play. And I like it was a nice relationship. Even when I played both, I played the game great and all of that. Love the story.
But
it was a little bit cryptic.
What about A2?
A2, you know, I like A2.
Yeah.
Because she was the more rowdy and very what's the term? I mean, she
was she really rowdy? She seemed like the big sister, the bigger sister type. I mean, the elder sister.
She is an older model.
Yeah.
Model of the of the I don't forget.
They're android. No, there's a specific. They make a point to that there's a difference. There's robots and androids. They're androids.
Yeah, they're androids. But I like A2. But you know, I felt more of a connection to 2B because she had like her whole thing was like, you know, questioning her existence and what she did, whereas A2 kind of went against the system and just did her own thing, you know.
Right.
That. I mean, granted though, A2 was still a good character even up until the end of the game and all that. But whenever I played A2, I missed playing with 2B as a character. I mean, it wasn't there.
Not to mention that mechanically, like, A2 was way stronger.
Yeah, she was essentially, the A in her name essentially is like an assault type.
Yeah, assault type, I believe.
So she was literally made for fighting from the get-go up, whereas 2B was sort of like kind of like a medium kind of thing, where she was made to be like a main force fighter, but you know she wasn't as like attack battle ready like A2 was.
And for reasons you'll find out in the anime game. As to why she wasn't exactly she could still fight just as well, but like in terms of like just raw strength and raw damage, A2 beats her out easily. Yeah,
definitely. But I like 2B just for her character. She was very decisive. She knew what she was doing all the time, and whenever she wavered at all, she bounced back up and adapted to whatever she can, and even in the end, accepted like her true feelings too. Like there were times where she was conflicted internally and emotionally about certain things that happens in the game and all of that, and she didn't fight it. She questioned it, but she never fought against it. Right. And in the end, she really accepted that part of her. And up until the end of everything, she remained true to herself.
Right.
Up until the end, which I commend.
Right.
If I could play this game again, I would want to have my memory wiped and play it again. I would want to play this game as a fresh new experience all over again. Just because that was like the first, like when that came out, first 2 to 3 months was just all near for me. But that's my video game waifu in this Trinity.
How about you? Did you come up with a hentai waifu yet?
There is one. Actually, I did confirm.
You did confirm.
I can't find it though. But I feel like many people should know this. It's sort of
was
like.
Was it Bible Black?
Huh?
Was it Bible Black?
No, it's not. Unfortunately, not. No. Besides like Mashiro, the other Nier and like this other one, my hentai one, they're older. Me personally, I have a preference for older women in general. You know.
I don't think
2B.
Not 2B. 2B's not that old. Technically,
she acts like an older sister. They're very like. I mean, I think they're like hundreds of years old.
Are they?
Depending on like the timeline.
Okay, yeah. Well,
you know,
Mashiro was definitely older.
No, she was in high school.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like in relation to the other characters, she didn't appear older.
No. But like personalities. Like I like older women. I like older women because of the way their personalities are.
Right.
Like. But like decisive, like very decisive. They can adapt really well. Older people in general can tend to adapt well, much better. Or they've also got different experiences that I would love to like be educated on. Kind of like teach me some new stuff kind of thing.
Right, teach me, mommy. Right.
Shut up. But my hentai waifu is it's from I think it's originally a hentai series because they made it into a manga too. Actually, they made it into
like an actual manga or like
yeah, it's an actual manga, like a little bit more PG. Because no, it is because when I read the manga, it said this is based off of the doujinshi that's originally this title, and I'm like, so they made it into a PG manga.
What has that ever happened? Like, is that a thing? Is that real?
For this one, it is.
Yes.
Well, Fate.
You're right. I forgot. Fate was. If you didn't know, the reason why they had to transfer magic through sex and stuff is because originally Fate was a Arrow VN, right?
Yeah, it was.
Or a hentai VN, and then when I found that out, I'm like, it all makes sense. It all makes 100% sense.
Originally, because it was supposed to. Originally, Saber was supposed to be a guy, like normal King Arthur and all that. But I don't know who it was, but somebody on the staff wanted to change it to appeal more to the general audience, which is men. Right. So they changed it. They changed Saber to a girl, and then made it more waifu compatible.
Right.
But so this hentai waifu is a description of the whole series. It's only 2-3 volumes hentai wise.
They're not very. Usually hentai volumes aren't very long.
Aren't very surprising when they are, but the basic description of the story is that there's this little boy. It's a Shota series, so it's the guy. The boy in this one's like little, but I'm not in for him. I like the.
That's why people watch it usually for the person acting upon the Shota character.
Exactly, but so it's this little boy.
You just can't stay away from young children, can you, Joe?
You know what? I'm not over here claiming the little boy to be my wife. But this little boy, he lost his parents. He has no other family members, and he has like this kind of big old house all to himself, and he's lonely. Doesn't really have any family.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, I think he accidentally like summons a demon. I don't know. I can't remember how, but I think he wished for it, and then she kind of just appeared. Mm-hmm. And then she's like this. She's this, very older, tall, voluptuous individual that has like tentacle-looking things for hair, and then she's got like goat hooves for her for her legs and all that, and she's got horns and everything. And he did wish for it, because then she came out. She was summoned, and she was like, "Oh, so do you have a wish you want me to grant, right?" And then like, if you trade me your soul, I will grant that wish for you, because she's a demon and she eats souls and all that. And what this little boy wished for, he wished for a sister, because he was lonely.
Right.
And she was so taken aback by that she granted his wish by becoming the sister. Right. So she's still a demon, but she reverts to more of a human form. So long black hair and more human features. Still voluptuous. Yeah. Still very voluptuous. Obviously. But she becomes this older sister for him, and they live together.
And things ensue.
Yes. It's very vanilla though. It's very vanilla. Actually, I do enjoy vanilla hentai. I know I'm very boring, but I do enjoy my vanilla. But after things happen, there's a tender moment where they're just together, and just he's just thankful. He's thankful for her for being his sister, and also she's also actually starting to learn about emotions and all that, and she actually thanked him for wishing that, because she was also very lonely as well, being a demon and just granting wishes, no one else to really be there for.
Right.
And now she's taking care of this boy and just being her older sister.
His older sister.
Or yeah, his older sister. It became a manga. I gotta find it. I have a bookmark somewhere.
It's weird that it became a manga.
Yeah,
I guess I can see it, but like, it's still weird.
But that is my hentai waifu in this Trinity. I don't. Did you ever find one? I know you were having a hard time.
I'm still looking. It's difficult because, again, personality is a huge part of, for me, making a waifu.
Right.
Now, when I did say that Kojima was like waifu at first sight, it was more so like, oh, I really like the way this character looks, and then so I was already pretty attached, and then she essentially had her arc, which was sad, but like, you learned way more about her, and like, you got a real good insight into her personality, and I was like, I absolutely fell in love. She's like so cute and awkward, and it's great. Like, she doesn't know how to be a social person, and she tries to learn how to tell jokes, and she just tells the punchline, and then she starts laughing at it because she remembers the actual joke, but she can't like
express it.
She can't like, she doesn't tell the whole joke, and she just starts laughing, and she just does it set my brain on fire. I loved it. And then learning about her like parents, and like learning about her parents and why she wanted to become a scientist and stuff, and like, oh my god, she just fully roped me in. It was like, casting a hook into a river of waifus, getting a bite, and then, getting a bite, and then the real in was her personality. I was like, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. And kind of similar with May. Like, I fell in love with the way she looked. Again, thick. But then I learned more about her backstory and about how like she was she was working in Antarctica on something, on
Echo base.
On an Antarctic base, and I think it's actually called Watch Point Gibraltar. I think that's where they were. Is that?
No, Watch Point is
Is that? No, that's where Winston is.
Yeah, Echo Base is the Antarctica.
Right.
Antarctica base.
So Echo Base. Blizzard, please make a level for that. Anyway, and she's a scientist, and she had a whole group and team that I'm assuming they had been there for a long time, because like they made a little video for like a origin story for her, origin video for May. Oh God, did I flip shit when I saw it? But they were there for a long time because they had like PJs, and everything was like super chill. So they had gotten to know each other pretty well. They were probably there for a couple years. But there was going to be this snowstorm, and I think they were running low on resources, so they had to cryo freeze themselves to survive until there was a delivery, resource delivery. And like, I think 15 years passed or something, and she was the only one to wake up, and she realized that all her friends were dead, and she was like, obviously it brought her down, but she was like, no, I have to persevere, I have to save the world, because the world's dying. The world's worth fighting for. She it feels good. Feels real good. She makes me feel good in every way.
But still no hentai waifu.
Still no hentai waifu, but I'll find her one day. One day.
So I found it.
Oh boy.
I found my hentai waifu.
I gotta see this.
The manga name, or the doujinshi and manga name, they share the same name, but the name is Ane Naru Mono, which in English translates to the demon who became my sister.
All right,
I mean, this is the cover art for that's the 6th. I gotta read that actually. That's the latest volume on that.
Huh. I didn't know it was. I mean, I don't know when you said that she turned into
a demon,
or she was a demon. I didn't expect her to be like.
What?
I don't know. I expected a different look, I suppose.
I mean, that's her human form. Let me actually show you, Ane Mono. No, Ane Naru Mono.
This is us again giving you hentai recommendations.
I mean,
I'm open. Pilot, but
I'm open to anime to hentai suggestions, and I'm also open to giving out my own personal preferences and recommendations.
Wait, does this mean that we're not PG and we can't get ad revenue?
We can cross that bridge once we get to it. if we can.
If need be, we'll put our recommendations down in the description below.
Here's a picture that's the least risque.
I mean, obviously you guys can't see. Okay.
Yeah, that's her normal demon. Her hair turns little tentacles. She has horns and the hooves and all that.
It reminds me of this one manga that I'm reading. This is sidetracking, but this one manga that I'm reading about this demon woman. Like these demons have been terrorizing humans for a long time, but recently, I guess there was some sort of agreement where demons wouldn't mess with humans anymore. But obviously, there's still all these super powerful demons around, and they don't really know how to integrate into human society. And it's about this one demon girl who had a child with someone that hasn't been revealed yet, and it's literally just about her raising her child.
Oh, I know that manga.
It's I don't remember what it's called, but God, is it heartwarming. But
yeah, it is.
The reason why
you bring it up,
I bring it up is because her sister has tentacle hair.
Oh, right.
And
I remember reading that too.
She's my favorite in that show. The sister.
The sister. Yeah. So her so my waifu, or my hentai waifu, her name is Chio. It's actually listed here on my anime list. Part of the manga block and all that.
Of course it is.
Her character info is a mysterious and kind and cheerful girl that you, the Chota, in this case, accidentally summoned. Yeah, so he did accidentally summon her. She grants you...
Excuse me, sorry. Audio listeners, that must have been rough.
R.I.P. headphone users.
R.I.P.
She grants you the wish of becoming his elder sister, and as Chio herself states, she has been referred as a goddess, demon, and monster during her existence. Only you has mistaken her for an angel. So he didn't even think she was a demon. He just thought that she was an angel that was beckoning his loneliness.
I'm sorry, but like Japan has quite a few religions, but like one of the main ones in I guess relatively recent years is Christianity, and most people know about it. Right. So when they see a hooved, horned ass mofo show up in their house, they're gonna be like, "Oh, an angel." No, they're gonna be like,
I mean, use a kid though. He doesn't have any parents or anything.
I guess like if you want to make that argument, but like still, how does he know what angels are, Jamal?
TV.
Then he would know what demons are.
I mean, have you seen Evangelion's angels?
Fair enough.
They're not necessarily the most charming of sorts.
I mean, some people are into that.
As I was saying, so you can actually find the PG kind of manga version of this called "The Demon Who Became My Sister." You can find it on any other regular manga sites.
Now we're going to endorse the regular manga because
here it's actually there was a recent thing actually about this. There's a recent license that this specific manga got. But go on, do your endorsement.
But yeah, I was saying we specifically endorse the manga version of it. Don't ignore the pilot. Please watch the pilot. But we're gonna do our best to not exactly endorse watching porn, unless you're of age. Then please do. As you will. But if you're not, you stay away from it because it's bad for you.
Yeah, my lips are sealed. So.
Only wait until you're 18. It'll be much better then. Trust me.
Yeah, true. But the manga, it's the author. The author is Pochi. He does the story and the art.
Pochi. Or
Chi. I mean, I don't. It's non-gender, non-binary. So I don't know who Pochi is. And right now, it's serialized by Dengeki G's Comics.
Really?
Yes. Well, the manga version.
Yeah.
You can probably go to Comic Kit for his original stuff.
Yeah, well,
all the good stuff there.
All the good stuff. That kind of does bring up another interesting thing that I found out about not recently, but some time ago. How long have we been going? I don't want to go 2 hours again, just in case.
We can spare one more thing.
A little bit. Yeah. So, like, I didn't know that a lot of animators and mangaka got their start, or maybe not necessarily got their start, but also did a hentai manga. Like, I had no idea. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, you sitting here watching and reading, and you're like, hold on, this looks familiar. This looks like, like the character art for different animes and mangas that I've seen before, and I was like, maybe it's just coincidence, maybe it's a doujinshi and someone's really good at like copying, like whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I was looking more into Dragon Maid because that's one of my that's a favorite of the season, and I love that show to death. But I started reading the manga for it, and in the comments, someone mentioned that the artist used to do hentai. I'm like, what? Like, no, you're wrong. That's not how that works. So I found it. I'm like, oh my god.
It's the same art style?
Same exact. Well, because his manga art style is a lot different from his anime art style. I mean, the anime art style is way more, I guess, fine-tuned, I guess. Mm-hmm. But and the manga is almost complete. It's pretty different, and it's the exact same in his hentai manga, and I'm like, this is crazy. I had no idea. But I mean, I guess people look for art, for our good artists, and I guess he was good enough to get his own anime, which is great. But like that, like if you if you really like an artist, check if they write hentai. You'd probably be surprised if they do. Like, that was crazy. Again, if you're of age, don't do it if you're younger, because that's bad. But yeah, it's crazy. I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if someone told me, but I think I watched something where like the best way to ever like draw clothes on a character is by drawing them naked first and then layering it on top of it and all that. And to do that, you're gonna have experience with drawing new, but that's a general thing. But I in those interviews, they said that some of them have done like doujinshi, like small doujinshi projects. You know, that in the beginning just to get their art, art all done, because I mean, essentially, I think doing doujinshis for like Comic Con, for example, was less stressful less stressful than doing like a serialized manga.
Well, I don't know if it's less stressful. It is another deadline.
You have a year though. It's a year deadline rather than like a monthly or a weekly deadline, especially for those like weekly like chapter updates and all that.
That's a good point.
Because no, it's usually the weekly or the monthly, and they're usually drawing at least maybe 12 pages for like the weekly, and then 20 some for the monthly, and that's a lot to do, especially if you got like, depending on the genre and the style, but it's still a lot to deal with. But I mean, I guess you can get your good practice in with Comic Con as your only deadline for both winter and the summer one. Oh no, so it's like 6 months in between rather than a whole year. But you got a longer time period to like fine tune your art and just rock it out in Comic Con.
I just feel like it's weird to be like the person that reviews the art and hires people. They're like, oh, so what kind of art do you do? And it's like, oh,
let me show you my work.
Look at this work. And like, oh, the interviewer's like, huh? Well, I mean, it looks good, I guess.
No, what if it's actually part of it?
I mean,
what if they actually look for the doujinshi?
Well, I'm sure they do, because like, I mean, I don't know if these artists got their start doing it, but it's definitely part of their content, and if they made it before they did a manga, then it's definitely material that they would probably show, because
it's a good reference.
It's a finished material.
Yeah, it's a good reference point to start on.
It's just
a little risque.
It's a little risque and really risque.
I mean, just imagine walking up to like going to your interview with like all the porn that you've like drawn and wrote for the past like year or so as part of your your resume.
I want to apply this to like some of you guys. This is me again talking about porn, but so some of you may know Shad Man. And he's a sick motherfucker, but like he does a lot of art, and I think it would be hilarious if he got his own like PG comic, like someone endorsed him because they like the way he.
They like his art.
They like his art. I mean, it's good when he's not drawing children, but No,
I think it's good that they start off in porn.
Right.
Because you have to like, it's a big shift when you do PG stuff, because you have to get really creative or get really, into that department, and then once you start doing more PG stuff, it's easier on you.
Right.
Because the load isn't as intense.
Well, I imagine drawing clothes is a lot harder. No,
well, not just that, but like just like the panels or the scenes. It's it's not just that. It's also story. There's a story. There's some development, and then there's backgrounds, and there's more simpler things than just sex.
Right. You're right.
So it's sort of good coming from that, because you get like all the detail and all the every kind of like complicated drawing technique you gotta do for all that department, and then when you shift into like a normal like story comic that's simpler, it's you actually have a goal, you have a focus when you're drawing, when you're making stories, like
you're right,
and it's not just like a one-off like comic where versus like a whole like series done throughout time.
Right. So, I mean, that is a pretty good point. I just think like it's just that interview process that gets me. Like that has to be the most awkward thing.
Like imagine the older if you're on a panel like
imagine Netflix like, hey, we want you to make a cartoon, and then like you, Shadman, you're making us a cartoon because we hear on the interwebs that you do really good art, and he's like, so bring in some of your material. He's like, Okay. And then I guess he just shows him his website, and then they're like, oh.
And there's like the one old guy is like, impressive.
He's just sitting back there. Everyone else is like, oh my god, what do you we heard it was good. I mean, like you do good, you do good color work and line work, but like Jesus Christ, and the old man's like, yes,
you're very talented.
I see.
I want him. I want him here.
He's the director himself. Exactly. Is like that guy right there.
I'll handle it from here, boys.
Oh my god. I think that'd be hilarious though.
I mean, when the announcement ever does come, we'll be here to cover it.
Yeah, well, I'll be right here, exactly. Because that would just make my day. Oh my god, that'd make my month if I saw that. I'd immediately watch that whatever he makes if it comes PG.
Like just having it by artist
just because Shadman. It's by Shadman, that'd be hilarious. And I mean, he's pretty into his community.
Yeah.
And he knows the memes that are going around him. And
so giving him an actual show would just boost him up even more.
Way more. And then everyone that watches it would just be like, bruh, like what's happening right now? But yeah, no. I've always thought that I didn't know that these artists some artists started off with their hentai, but I think that's pretty interesting.
But as always, my name is Jamal Socorro.
My name is Duran Gaddis.
And we are the Wannabe Boo Podcast, bringing you the latest and greatest anime news, reviews, and waifus for Waifu.
And we hope you listen in next time.
Good night.
Good night.